Okay, guys, so I'm going to tell you why not everyone should go to university. Just going to change the camera angle slightly. Now, yeah, okay, look, we live in a society now where we're just brainwashed into thinking university is the best place to go. If you don't go to university, your life is over. You're going to fail in life, and it needs to stop, really, okay? A lot of people are just better off not going to university, okay? I remember I was in second year. I was kind of waiting outside. I was waiting it by a classroom. I had a class that morning, and the funny thing is, I went to a boarding school. Okay, so I think they had like a morning registration for the day students who go home in the afternoon. And I didn't have to do that. But anyway, so I was standing waiting outside the study hall, outside the classroom, and there's like these like 6 years standing at the classroom beside me. And so I saw this guy, teacher, walk up to these students and say to them, "Look, I think at this stage you're better off to get a job, okay? Because he's in 6 year, leaving cert. Um, I have 6 years doing the leaving cert. They plan on going to university. But this teacher said, look, you're better off to just get a job. Really, you're going to waste your time, and that's it can be hard to swallow for some of those egotistical people, but it's true. There's no point going to university if you're crap at school, if you're below average IQ. I didn't want to. I wanted to get a job. I wanted to do an apprenticeship, become like a plumber. Well, parents wouldn't allow it. My dad would say, "Oh, that's a dirty job. You need an office job. You need to go to university." You know. And my brother was kind of at it as well. He used to say things like, "Well, if you fail the leaving cert, it doesn't mean your life is over, because you can always go back and repeat." And I'm like, "Ugh, come on, seriously? Are you actually joking? Are you actually that fucking brainwashed?" People are just so brainwashed these days. And after one term in college, my mother, I didn't go to university. It was like an institution lower than university. It's called further education in Ireland. I think they call them community colleges in America. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, after a term, I was like, I don't like this. I want to drop out, get a job. My mother wouldn't allow it. She started screaming at me, saying, "Oh, I'll kick you out if you don't go to university or college." What good did it get me? Get me? Like I failed. I failed every year that I went. All right, I'm not doing a career related to any of those certificates I got. I'm working at McDonald's. You don't need to go to university to work at McDonald's. So why go to university? And that's the thing. A lot of kids are being forced to go down this path. They go to university. They're just not smart enough to go to university, and they have to cram. They have to study to excess. They put themselves through a lot of pain, get migraines. It's just not a good idea. It's disgraceful that the education system is fucking people over like this. Okay. Personally, I believe you should have to do an IQ test before you can go to university. Yeah, get a certain. People say you should. If you get a certain amount of points leaving cert, you can go to university. Or if you're a mature student, you can just go into university. So I'm 24. I think I can qualify as a mature student. So I could just go to university, which is a bit stupid because I don't have the intelligence to do that. I believe I will because I am improving on my intelligence. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. Put under so much pressure, so much stress, so much hassle. You know, everyone's expected to be a superstar these days. Everyone's expected to do something brilliant with their lives, and it's unrealistic. Back in the old days, like in the 50s and 60s, that wasn't the case. Working in a shop or a factory was acceptable. Now it's not. If you're working, I'm working at McDonald's at 24. People, certainly where I grew up, people probably look at me and think I'm a loser, I'm lazy, I'm a disgrace to society, or something like that. And it just has to stop. It just has to stop. Okay? Now, look, if you're 18 and you really want to go to university at some stage in your life, it's genuinely what you want to do, um, but you're not smart enough, you don't get the grades, I would say, well, maybe find another source of income, probably just to get a job. But in your spare time, work on your brain. I'm just doing 30 minutes a day work on my brain. That could be 30 minutes reading, it could be 20 minutes reading, a 10-minute YouTube video. And really, I feel like I've made massive progress. Just 30 minutes a day, you know? When I was in school, they were saying, oh, on your days off from school, you need to study 5 hours a day. Oh, you need to study hard. Oh, and I did that, and I failed. I got no benefit from doing that. I'm getting far more benefit just working for 30 minutes a day. Okay? As you can see by the quality of my YouTube videos compared to my older videos, if you look at my Malloy Runner channel, I'm sure you'll see that my videos now are significantly better. Okay? So yeah, there's a whole stress, the whole people aren't smart enough to go. I mentioned that before, but also what happens? You go into debt. Yeah, some children or some kids or young adults, I should say, are lucky enough to have parents who will pay their way through university. They'll pay for their tuition, they'll pay for their food, they'll give them free accommodation, they'll pay for all these things. So yeah, they can only focus. They just focus on university. Yeah, some kids are in a privileged position like that. Not all kids are. Young adults, I should say. Some of those 18, 19-year-olds will come up to me saying, "Oh, fuck you," But anyway, I remember my mother. She got her hair done at the what's called the hairdressers, I think it's called, and so she did that, and battery is low. Turn on battery save. For fuck's sake. Okay, yeah. But anyway, so she was talking to this guy, and my mother said, this guy was in 6th year. So my mother said to him, wait, why aren't you at home studying? And she said, oh, I need to work. And my mother said, yeah, but you got the leaving cert to study for. And he said, well, I need the money. And my mother said, geez, that person should be at home studying and not working, coming up to the leaving cert. Well, that's stupid. Not all kids were as fucking privileged as I was going to a private school. So it could be a case of, all right, I won't work a job, I'll just study, but then I won't eat anything. I won't have enough food to eat. She seems to think everyone's in that privileged position, but that's wrong. Some people have to work, and they have to fucking, so yeah, they go to university, and they the courses they do is quite intense, but also they have to pay for things like tuition. They might have to pay for rent, accommodation. They might have to pay for their own food. So yeah, you don't have to work a job. They're working part. And if you are smart enough to go to university, well, working at McDonald's or at KFC, it's not the best thing for you. I don't think so. That's just my opinion. So I think the whole university system is a bit stupid. It's a business. All they care about is making money. They don't care about the individual. And personally, you look at guys like Elon Musk. He says, I don't care if you have a college degree. Now, if you have a college degree and you've done quite well at it, I would say, right, well, it probably means you have intellectual abilities, but that doesn't mean you're going to do well. Yeah, kind of running out of things to say here. So, yeah, look, don't go to university unless, number one, you're intelligent, you're good at school, you pick up information easily, and number two, for a fact that it's something you actually want to do. So if your dream in life is to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, one of those kind of careers that needs university education, yeah, go to university. If not, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Um, you know, uh, so many people are just going to university. They don't know what they want to do in life, so they just go to university and they just fucking mess around, and I don't know. They don't really know what they want to do. It's the worst thing you can do is, go into debt over a university course and you're not even sure if that's what you want to do. If you don't know what to do, if you're like, do not go to university, I'd say just get a job, save up some money, and think about what you're going to do. Think about, what would you like to do? Would you like to move to a different town or city? Would you like to set up a business? Would you like to, I don't know, it's your life. So there's many different options and avenues that you can go down in life. Don't think that you can only go through this narrow little path that they set out for you. No, there's plenty of options.